topic is actually lab on SQS, simple queue services. Okay, then let's start. And this is my actually console homepage. Go to services and here click here application integration and use click here simple queue services. Okay. Then after clicking, your Amazon SQS interface will be open, and here you click here create queue and define your queue name. Okay. My queue name is my demo queue, and in this configuration page, if you want to set accordingly, you can select as accordingly. You can set as accordingly. You can select it, no problem, or you can skip it. This is actually default one. You can skip it also. And if you want to change any kind of changes, means message retention, maximum size is 256, delivery delays 0 second, 0 second, receive messages, wait time, visibility timeout 30 seconds. If you want to change it, then you can change it or you can skip it. And in this encryption, it is enabled. Default one is enabled, and you can also disable it, no problem. And encryption key type is Amazon SQS key. Access key policy is basics, and you can also go for advanced also, no problem. And everything will be optional. You can also skip it, no problem. Then click here, create queue. Okay. Once I click create queue, my queue is successfully created, and my queue name is my demo queue is successfully created. Once it is successfully created, I publish a messages. I publish a messages. And how I publish messages? This is again I go to queue and this is my queue. My queue and this is my queue name, my demo queue, and this is my queue. I have one queue. I just recently created a one queue. That is my demo queue. Okay. Then after how I send and receive messages. So I click my queue. Okay, clicking queue and click here send and receive messages. And your send message interface will be there. You can write any kind of messages, suppose hi, good morning. Okay, then click here. After typing, click here send messages. Your messages has been sent and it is yet to be received. Is it ready for receipt? Okay, then scroll down. Message is available here. Message is available here. And you can also click here pool for messages. And this is actually your message id. This is your message is one. I publish one message. This is hi good morning, and this is my actually message. Message is one. Message is available is also one, and this is my message id. Why message is available? Message is you publish your message, but it is not received. Okay, once it is received, then message available will be 0. 1 turns to 0 when message is received. Okay, now pulling will be there, and again I go to queue. Okay, again I go to queue, and if I refresh it, my message is available. That means I publish a message but it is not received in receiving end. Then once it is received in receiving end, your message is no longer be available here. Okay, then I click my I set my receiving end. I just set my receiving end. Then click here queue and go to actions and configure lambda function. There are two types of methods will be there. Three types is also there, but you can also SNS topic and lambda function also you can choose. Okay, I go for lambda function trigger. I click here. I just creating a receiving end. I just creating a receiving end. I just click it. Then here if I click here, there is no lambda function. There is no lambda function. I have to create a lambda function. Then in the search bar I just type here lambda. When I type lambda, lambda will be visible. Then you can just open it in another tab. Okay. Once it is, I just open the Lambda function and there is no functions. Okay, you have to create a function. How to create function? Lambda function. Click here, create function, and here you choose blueprint. You choose blueprint, and in this blueprint search bar option, click here and type SQS. When you type SQS, your SQS polar will be there. You have to select it. Once you select SQS polar, you have to click here, process message in an SQS queue. You have to select it. Once it is select, click here, configure. Okay, and you define your function name. My Lambda function. My function name is, I define my Lambda function. You can define also, you can define as your choices. You can also define any name, you can define it, no problem. Then as it is, no need to any changes, you can skip it. And you can define also your role name actually. uh, I define my role name is my role AWS. Okay, my role AWS, and no need to any modification. Here in SQS trigger mode, you have to click here SQS queue. You have to select your SQS queue name which you created. My SQS queue name is my demo SQS. When you click here, my demo queue will be there. You have to click it because my SQS queue name is my demo queue. You have to add it here. You have to select it, and if automatically it is default one is enable trigger. If it is not enable, you have to enable it. Okay, and in this batch size, it is default one is 10, or you can also follow the 10, or you can also skip it, or you can as per your requirement you can select it. Okay, no problem. You can also increase or you can also decrease. Okay, I go for default setting which is 10. Then scroll down, click here, create function. Once I click here, create function, my role name is same name is already exist. You have to just rename your role name. I just rename it. My role AWS and suppose 1 2 3. Okay, because it is already exist. My role AWS. That's why I just rename it. And here is mentioned role with name. My role AWS already exists. That's why I just rename it. After renaming, I just click here, create function. Okay, and that means successfully you created a Lambda function. Okay, successfully you created a Lambda function. The next step is go to here add trigger. In this add trigger, already trigger is added. You have to just click here add trigger. Sources you have to select here SNS or SQS. Here you choose SQS. Choose SQS. SQS queue ID is my demo queue name because your queue name is my demo queue, and you can add here because it is already added. That's why already exists. That's why you no need to add it, because when it is not added, that means when that type of situation is not visible here, SQS is not there, simply my lambda function at destination at trigger, there is no SQS will be not there. Then in that situation you can add your trigger, means you choose SQS. You have to add it here SQS. Okay, because it's already added, no need to add it. Okay, then again I go to Amazon SQS, go to queue, choose my queue. Message is no longer be available because it is connection is established. My receiving end is now created. I attached SQS with lambda function. I triggered my SQS with lambda function. That's why your message is no longer be available. It is already received. It is already received. Okay, in and how you check out it is already received or not in lambda function. Then go to lambda function. Okay, click here monitor, and after click here monitor, click here view logs in CloudWatch. When I click view logs in CloudWatch, in lambda function you check out your messages what you publish in your SQS. Is it received successfully in your lambda function or not? Okay, then you go to that one. open your CloudWatch management. Okay, then this is your actually ID. Okay, your message receiving your CloudWatch related ID, actually that one. Okay, and here is actually how you visible, how you check it, if you click here, actually if you click it, or you can directly open it. When you open your that link, actually which link, that ID. This is your actually go to CloudWatch. Okay, this is actually CloudWatch, or you can also again skip it. You go to the Lambda function. When you Lambda function, click here monitor, go to view logs in CloudWatch. Your CloudWatch interface will be open. Yeah. Then this is actually your message related, your CloudWatch related ID is that one, log stream. You click your log stream, actually. Then you can check it whether it is successfully your messages which you published in your SQS, it is successfully received in Lambda function or not. It is successfully triggered in Lambda function or not. How you check out? Okay, you can click here, and in this log event you click here view as a text. You click here that box. When you click it, you will visual that hi good morning. Okay, that one actually. Okay, hi good morning, hi good morning, we published in SQS. Now it is available, now it is received in Lambda function. Okay, that means your SQS provides you application to application or notification or a messages. Okay, your SQS. Okay, you can receive it. Actually your SQS message is that one, hi good morning is that one. Your message related information is here, hi good morning, it is successfully received. Okay, then again I suppose I want to create a new messages in SQS. Is it with second time we will test it whether my second message is received in Lambda function or not, successfully or not. Then click your queue, click here send and receive messages, and type messages. uh, Hello world, hello world. I just type a messages and click here send messages. Yes, it is ready yet to be received. And if I click here pull for messages, after that, one more thing, when it is actually in pull for messages, that means you go to your, when it is pulling progress is going on, when your pulling progress is going on, it is not there. Okay, when it is successfully completed, then you can also, your message is no longer be available. Why? Because as soon as it is message is resent, it will, as soon as message you publish, it will be automatically received in receiving end, and my receiving end is Lambda function. That's why message is no longer be available. Why? Because your SQS is connected with your Lambda function. Okay, that's why when you create a messages, or automatically it is received in receiving end. Okay, and when you are not connected, when you are not connected your SQS with any kind of Lambda function or SNS topic, your messages is available. When you connected your SQS with Lambda function or SNS, your messages when you publish it, as soon as it is published, it is received in receiving end. Okay, I can also check it. Go to that one. If I refresh it, my new messages which I published recently in SQS, which is here, hello world. Okay, that's why, because my SQS is connected with my Lambda function. That's why what exactly I publish a message, my message is as soon as received in receiving end. My receiving end is Lambda function. Clear? And one more thing I will show you. Okay, I create a new queue because that queue is connected with my Lambda function. That's why I just create a new queue. Okay, and what is your message in flight, why message is available, when your message is not available, I will show you. Okay, create a new queue, and my queue name is suppose okay. My queue name is okay, no need to any modification, I can skip it. Just skip it, clear turn, create queue. Now my new key is successfully created. This is my new queue. Inside my new queue, whatever what amount of or how many number of messages I publish, it is in available, because my new queue, it is not connected with any kind of SNS topic or any kind of Lambda function. Okay, I don't means when I create a queue, I didn't define my receiving end. I didn't connect. That's why what exactly messages I publish, it will be available, because the receiving end is not defined. The receiving end is not defined. When you defined it, your message which you publish, it is no longer be available. I will just show you. Suppose I type any messages and click here send messages and pull for messages. When it is pull for messages, your message is also available, and the pulling progress time, your messages in flight mode. Why message is in flight mode? Why it is one? Because I just publish one messages and my message one message is in flight mode. Why it is flight mode? Because it is in pulling progressing timing, pulling progress time. That's why it is no longer be available here. Message is no longer be available. That's why when it is available successfully, it is transfer from flight to available mode. Okay, why? Because it pulling progress is successfully completed. Then your message is available, and during the pulling progress time, your message is no longer be your message is no longer be available. Okay, when it is successfully pulling progress is completed, then your message is available, and your message is available when you create a message. Your message is available because it is not defined any receiving end. That's why how many number of messages I created, it will always be available, because it is I didn't define any receiving end. I didn't define. That's why it is available. Okay, and the pulling progress timing, and the pulling progress time is called as queue. Your messages in queue, pulling progress timing, it is called as queue. Okay, your messages in flight mode, that means your pulling progress time is continuing. Once it is successfully completed, your messages will be available. Okay, now I have two messages in my queue, my second queue, which is okay. Okay, and when I create, because my second queue okay is not connected with any kind of Lambda function or SNS. Okay, that's why it is available. Okay, when it is connected, how exact amount of my message I created, it will be as soon as I created, it will be immediately received in receiving end. That's why message is no longer be available. Means when it is created, it will be automatically redirect to receiving end. Okay, I select it, go to actions, configure Lambda function, choose your Lambda function. My Lambda function is that one. My Lambda function means you define your second queue with Lambda function. Click it. Okay, I successfully defined my receiving end, and now I go to queue. When I define, my message is no longer be available, it will be received. Yes, is successfully received. That means my second queue is defined at a receiving end, which is Lambda function. Again, I go to that one. If I refresh it, you can visibly hear all the message related information in Lambda function, which is in previously hello world, hi, good morning. Right now I uploaded. Okay, right now it is loading. Is event is there. View as text. Okay, I click here actually. Yes, it is successfully tested here. I can also click here actually. You can suppose my messages related information. You can also click here. How you click it? View as text messages. When you click here, view as text messages, or you can also visible it. View in CloudWatch. How you check? How you check? Go to your Lambda function. Go again, click your monitor. Click your view logs in CloudWatch. When your CloudWatch is opening, then now my CloudWatch is opening. Then this is actually message ID, means your queue ID. Queue ID. This is my First QID time is mentioned. First QID I just created in 31. This is my first QID. This is second QID. You just open it second QID and click here view as text messages. And here is second QID related information will be there. This is hi hhhh. Okay, this is all the information you can view. This is my second QID. Okay, this is my second QID. This is my first QID. Okay, this is my second QID. That one my first QID because I created two Q. Okay, two Q. That's why here is this is my first QID which is my demo queue, and this is my second QID which is okay. Okay, you can also click here. If I click here, this is actually all related your message related information you can also visible here. What exactly I published in my SQS you can also visible in your Lambda function. That's why SQS, because why it is visible, because SQS is triggered with Lambda function. Okay, it is connected with Lambda function. What exactly you published in SQS, it is available, it is received in Lambda function. Clear? Okay, and after that you just open, go to your Lambda function. Okay, just go to your Lambda function, open, go to again functions, delete your functions, select your function, go to actions, delete it, type delete. Yes, my Lambda function is now successfully deleted. You can close it. If I refresh, there is no Lambda function, then you can simply close it and go to SQS, and you can delete your queue also because your lab is completed. You just delete your queue. Type delete, select your second queue, click here delete, again type delete, click delete. Yes, successfully both the queue are deleted. You can also just refresh it, there is no queue. Okay,